Well, the name of the business is La Belle Fleur Floral Boutique. We specialize in everything to do with flowers.
I really wanted something different. This is a really nice neighborhood in Surrey, and I wanted to have it accessible for wheelchairs and for baby carriages. I'm a visual artist by trade, history, however you want to call it. So anything to do with design and color and texture, anything like that. Floral design is just another extension of it. It could be painting, sketching, but floral design is just another art. Customer relations are everything. Customer contact. Flowers really have so much emotion drawn just naturally by them, whether it's joy or sadness. We're there for our customers no matter what occasion it may be. We have handmade jewelry, handmade cards, photographers who come in with their work as well. So we like to support the local artisan community within our shop. So we have trained designers. All of our designers are trained one-on-one, and they've come a long way. Education is a key component for us. We like to share what we know for the next generation of florists because we want to make sure that this keeps on going.
Welcome back to Collings Field here at UBC. This is a Game 3 matchup between the Carroll College Fighting Saints and your UBC Thunderbirds. So the Thunderbirds are looking to complete the sweep after taking the first two games. And Carroll College are hoping to pull out a win so they can keep their hopes alive at catching that 6th spot in the Cascade Conference playoffs. Going into this series, UBC was in 4th place, and without doing the math, I think they may have actually just clinched a playoff spot with the 2 wins earlier in the day, but I'd have to check on that. I will have a guest commentator that's just stepped out for a little bit, and they'll be back. But I just wanted to launch the stream anyways, because it was supposed to start at 3 o'clock, but it is starting a little bit late. So going into this series, UBC found themselves in 4th place. They've added a couple wins, so they are now 16-9 in conference play and 23-13 overall. Carroll We just dropped the pairs now of 12 and 13 in conference play, and 14 and 24. So there are 10 and 15 in conference play and 14 and 24 overall. So top 6 teams make the Cascade Conference playoffs. So UBC is sitting in a good spot. Carroll is in a bit of a fight with Northwest on their heels. Now, just give you an idea how tough the Cascade Conference is. There's 250 NAIA schools. That's the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. And of those 250 schools, Cascade Conference has 4 that are in the top 25, being Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, College of Idaho, and Eastern Oregon. So I can't get these graphics off my screen. Fly ball, and nice catch by Arshleen Bajwa out in outfield. Oh, that's the same one.
Well, welcome to game 3. That was.
You got your microphone turned on? Nope.
What's not turned on?
Yeah, let's
Oh, yeah, sure.
get the mic on, and you're good to go.
All right, thank you. Welcome to chilly Collings Field at Nobel Park here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The leadoff hitter for the Carroll College Fighting Saints was Amber Brewer. She flew out deep to left field. It looked like it might have gone out off the bat. Batting second here is number 11, and that's Jessica Nemo. And this is the top of the first of the third. This is a triple header, folks, and this is what happens when you play softball in the Pacific Northwest. Games get rained out, and suddenly double headers sometimes become triple headers. So UBC won the first game 2-0. After that, it was quite an unusual second game. UBC chalked up a few and took a 3-0 lead and was following a similar path to the first game. But after getting 10 consecutive scoreless innings, Carroll broke out for a 7-run fourth inning in game 2 and took the lead 7-4. And so UBC still had 4 at-bats and was thinking, okay, we can maybe chip away and come back. Well, they came back and scored 6. Took a 9-7 lead, which did not relinquish. The final score in the second game was 10-8. And so UBC has won 2 so far. The third game is now, and tomorrow morning's game is going to be played at 11 o'clock is the latest time I've heard. And of course, that's Pacific Coast time, if just so you can synchronize that. This is brought to you courtesy, and I mean total courtesy, because we don't charge here for these games. We pay to see most of the other streams as parents and whatnot. But Thomas Bell, and how do you say properly the name of that flower store?
Oh, La Belle Fleur Boutique.
There we go. I mean, they have been just tremendous. And Thomas just brings all kinds of boxes and crates and things of cables and batteries and cameras. And this is a 4-camera setup you're looking at. The field is named after our former coach, Gord Collings, who went to the Westbrook community, and this area had gone dormant, the area that you're looking at right now, and said, you know, why don't we rejuvenate this field, and UBC will use it in the spring. Ooh, a hard shot up the middle. I saw that sponsor sneak on the screen there. So, number 24, that was Alyssa Libbert, who hit a hard shot up the middle.
That's Caitlin Ayers at the plate.
There's a shot to the double, and now this pavement with the man. This is Caitlin Ayers driving it to the right center gap, and with 2 outs, the coach decides to play conservative. Interesting, because you've lost a couple of games, and sometimes when those runners get stranded, you look back and you say, maybe I should have taken the chance. I would have taken 2 perfect throws from Ayers' double to right center field to get her at home plate, but nevertheless, they've got runners on second and third, and they've got a chance to score 2 now, so we'll see how it all works out. Kirsten Norris is the 5 hitter. We've got 2 outs here in the top of the first, game 3, and Carroll College is threatening with runners at first and third already. Oh, she went for the changeup and unfortunately lined her right to the first baseman. Tried to hang in there and be patient, but softly lands in Mia Volk's glove. And Carroll College does not score, but they do knock up a pair of hits and leave 2 on base. So as we head into the bottom of 1, the score is 0-0. And I'm just going to jump over to the score booth to check on the on what happened.
Have the live score.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
That doesn't seem to be working, anyways. If for some reason online the live score doesn't work, for me it says it'll be live in 19 hours. So it's perhaps that they didn't make it the change to the schedule, because this used to be a double header and it was changed to a triple header. So for some reason the live feed doesn't seem to be on. And that's what I used to try and keep track.
It was a line out to first base, the last out.
The line score.
Yeah, I'd call that a line out.
Yeah. So I used the online.
Can I get their sequence? What did Brewer do?
Copy of the scorecard from the coaches.
The leadoff hitter. Did she hit the deep fly ball?
So we are Tom and Tom are both a little blind here today.
And then the second hitter was. Oh yeah, Nemo, Jessica Nemo. And what did she do? Single?
She did 2 strikes and then pitcher passed it to first base.
Okay.
So it will be Mia Volk leading things off for the UBC Thunderbirds in the bottom of the first.
Then Alyssa Libbert hit that shot to single to center field, and then number 9.
First up to bat for home UBC Thunderbirds is number 16,
Ayers.
Mia Volk.
She hit the bomb to right center.
It hit the first base. Like, just line up to the first base.
Oh, liner at first.
Thank you, guys.
Ground out to third, flipped over to 1 for the out.
So UBC's leadoff hitter, Mia Volk, hits a shot to third base, but she's thrown out at first. To start off the bottom half of the first inning. Caitlin Nordquist is the number 2 hitter. Right here, they moved some of the defensive alignment from the last game. UBC, there's been a couple of soft injuries, and they don't want to take any chances as the weather gets colder here for our final game of the day. Stick with us through tomorrow as well. We're playing at 11 o'clock if Mother Nature cooperates. And Thomas Bell Productions will have it on for you.
So for the online live stats, they didn't reprogram for the triple header. So they have the game starting in 19 hours.
Oh, is that? Well, yeah, make note of that start time. Right now, at least, it is 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Coast time. That would be 2 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, there's a shot to the left center gap. That's going to be 2 bases. Nordquist has had a tremendous season this year, and she just continues to pound the ball. I believe she has the highest batting average on the team. It's around 430. And she has just been strong from the start and has not relented. Double 8, Shanna Hansen is at the plate now. That's Caitlin Nordquist. You see dancing around second base. Boy, she made a sweet play last inning. An insurance run occurred when she was on second, and the catcher, who doesn't mind showing her arm off, and she's got a good one, Nordquist got off second base far enough that the catcher decided to throw for her. Well, as soon as she threw towards second, Nordquist broke for third. The second baseman who caught the throw then tried to relay to third base and beat Nordquist, and the throw actually did beat her timing-wise, but with all of the confusion and defenders running into cover, the ball got skipped by the third baseman, and Nordquist was able to score, so she stole 2 bases. And up the middle goes Hannah Hansen and says, we will happily take a 1-0 lead. Big single RBI for Hannah. Top of this lineup is lethal. Now, how many times does a pitcher record 2 wins in a day? Certainly it doesn't happen in baseball. As Sever, who has won 2 games on the mound today, now doubles down the left field line. We got to play at the plate, maybe. No, it's cut off, and the relay back to second is not in time. So Sever doubles down the left field line. And that was wise to cut it off. That throw was not going to get Sever at the plate, even though it was right on line. Sever had a good jump and was going to score, so why not try for her? Or not Sever, the base runner, I'm sorry, Nordquist. But they weren't going to get her, so they decided to take a shot at Hedquist, who headed to second. Now Hansen, let's give him a red. First of all, Molesky is at the plate. And Sever just doubled on the left field line. So Sever's at second base, and that scores Hansen, giving UBC a 2-0 lead. So I was making note about, certainly baseball pitchers can't pitch 2 games in a day. The arm's not meant to throw overhand. It's built to throw the windmill pitch, which is what softball and fast pitch is. Well, Sever threw a complete game shutout in game 1 this morning. Lindsay Bell started the second game, threw 3 shutout innings herself, and that's when Carroll made their rally. And there's a pitching change, and here's going to be a free pass. This is what you get when you're an aggressive base runner. The more throws you make the defense make, the more chance an error is going to happen. Now she can score several ways from third base more than you can from second base, especially with 1 out. So Lindquist and Lindsay Bell, who through the middle of game 2, fell behind 7-3. Molescu just foul, lucky for her, because it would have been an easy out. And UBC came back after giving up 7 runs in the top of the 4th, came back and scored 6 themselves in the bottom of the 4th to recapture the lead, 9-7, and they hung on and won 10-8. Libby Molescu's swing has just been, you know how the catcher Kirk for the Blue Jays missed a lot of spring training. His wife was having a baby, and of course he was where he should have been, and he got to spring training late, and he just didn't look timed, and so he had to use some of the early season games of the Blue Jays to continue his spring training, and he's just fallen into that funnel of hitting the ball all over the yard, and this is what Molescu has done as well. There's a shot down the right field line, but the right fielder was positioned perfectly. Wow. But it'll certainly be a sacrifice fly, and Olivia did her job yet again. Really a sweet swing. And UBC goes ahead 3-0. Sever, by causing that havoc and making them make an infield error as they're trying to throw her out, just really helped the team, because she, of course, would not have scored when a fly ball is caught in right field. But because she got to third base, she tagged up and ran home. Excellent base running with a great result. You want that? Oh, there's a shot by Dorval. This should be 2. Into the right field clock. Between the Canadian flag and the scoreboard. Here comes a throw. It's going to be closer than I thought it would be. But Gabby Dorval leads off the second inning with a beautiful double into right center field.
And just about for the UBC Thunderbirds is number 3, Caitlin Kim.
A lot of free swinging going on so far here. On the UBC side of the ball, Caitlin Kim is at the plate now, number 3.
I have 4 hits recorded for UBC. Does that sound right?
I see a double. I see a, what did Hansen do? Hansen singled. Sever just lined a double, and Dorval lined a double. Yeah, 4 hits total. 3 extra base hits and a single. Kim chases high. I wouldn't call it a chase, actually. I don't think it would have been called a strike, but it was in her wheelhouse. If she caught that one, it would have entered the gap and been a 4th double for UBC in this short game. How you doing, Ms. Umpire? Triple header for you today. What's that like? This is live on a mic, by the way, so don't, yeah.
We're supposed to have a big tournament that got rained out.
No. What's your name? Well, thanks for coming out and doing this today. It's getting cooler too, so you want to keep moving. On the mound for the T-Birds is Shelby Kemple. Shelby came in relief in the second game of Lindsay Bell, who got the start and put up 3 shutout innings. The rally happened, but then BC rallied back, so Kemple's arm is going to be fresh. Kemple likes to use that changeup, and it is one effective pitch. She really hides it well and has a lot of drop to that ball. Andy Davidson is leading off the Top of the inning here. A shot down the right field line, but positioned well in right field was Hannah Hansen. Boy, that was really good advanced scouting, shifting if you want to call it that. Rather than short, Norquist relays to Volk for first for the out. Now, who was that batter? That's the one thing I didn't see her number.
It was Amber Countryman, number 2.
Amber? Amber Countryman. Sorry about that late surname. And at the plate now is number 28. Takes it inside. Pitch. Haley Curry, she pinch hit last inning. Change up, and she caught up on that one. That was exposed. Shelby did slow her arm down. Throws goes to second base. We might have a play, and she is safe. Haley Curry rips a line drive down to the left field corner for a 2-0 double. Kenna Thomas with a chance to get that 0 off the board. 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. UBC ahead 3-0. Shelby Kemple retired the first 2 hitters of this inning, and then there was a double smacked by Haley Curry. Bringing up Kenna Thomas. No spirit lost on that bench. You think cheering like that for 3 games, you think you'd lose your voice. They are very boisterous. That's going to be a tough play. It's like a bunt, and Olivia Milescu makes the play in time. She got balanced. She came up with her glove shoulder towards first base, which just all she had to do was pick it up and throw it. Super job by Milescu on that excellent play. It goes down as a 2-3 if you're a scorekeeper in your house. 2 represents the catcher and 3 represents the first baseman. So at the end of 2, the score remains 3-0 for UBC. The Fighting Irish score no runs on a hit and leave 1 on base. Hot shot hit by Arsh. Bajwa right to the shortstop. And one pitch, one out for UBC here in the bottom of the third inning. This game moves at a quicker pace than the other ones. Caitlin Bradley C falls into a bit of a hole. Gathers herself. CBC goes to her ammunition box and tries a running slap bunt. She's pretty quick. She can do it. She tries it again and lines it. When the second baseman charged, when she started running, that enabled that soft on drive to go over the second baseman's head, who was charging in. Very nice play.
Next up to bat for the UBC Thunderbirds, number 16, Mia Val.
I only got here late, so I don't remember. Mia Volk takes the plate. She had a ground out. And that was a little bit of a harder ground out that could have turned into extra bases, but it was just foul. Volk hits a fly ball. Right field, it's caught. The runner's going to advance. There'll be no play at third base. So she sacrifices, so to speak, the runner over.
Next up to bat is number 21, Kiana Nordquist.
Worker grounds to first, and that ends the inning. So after 3 complete, UBC contains a 3-0 lead. Same pattern as the first couple games, but don't forget what happened last game in the 4th inning when UBC had a 3-0 lead. Carroll came back and put 7 runs on the board. These two teams come into this weekend really in almost a knot in the standings in the Cascade Conference. Up at the top is Oregon Tech. Their conference record is 25-1. They lost their first game and have won 25 consecutive games. And guess where UBC is going next weekend? That's right, Oregon Tech. Southern Oregon is second at 20-4. College of Idaho, located in Caldwell, Montana, or Idaho, of course, 21-5. UBC coming into this weekend was 16-9. Eastern Oregon is 15-9, so UBC's just a hair ahead of him. Actually, this is updated that I'm looking at right now. So they were 14-9, but they're 16-9 now because they've already won 2 games today. Eastern Oregon now, that means they're in 5th, British Columbia in 4th. At 15-9 is Eastern Oregon, and then comes Carroll, who came into this weekend 10-13. So had they, for example, swept today, they would have scooted ahead of UBC in the standings. So those 2 wins are huge, and for UBC's point of view, to win this game too, it'd separate them even further from Carroll. Carroll is not out of playoff contention whatsoever. They're 10-15. They've got another 5 or 6 games left this week, and they do not have the opponents that UBC is going to be finishing with, who are 5 games against the top 2 teams in the conference. I really like the freedom that Brewer swings with. She has no issues being where she is. She's comfortable, and it's kind of grip it and rip it. Got her black sweatshirt on. It's so cold up here. And it's not that cold. We played in a lot colder weather than this, but the way that they started out, it's significantly colder t's that. Shot's going to get through into left field. No! It's grabbed on the backhand by Nordquist, and she throws the vault for the out. Play by Caitlin Nordquist. I thought that ball was hit too hard. It was going to trickle into left field. She reached in her backhand and came up, threw it off her back right foot, and threw a rocket over to Volk at first base to beat her by a half step. Oh, Thomas, we got wires.
What happened?
The foul ball hit it, and I think a wire over there. And see that wire hanging right there? That wire
okay.
came down.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get it in a second.
Thank you. Change up. She pauses. And a smooth 5-3 transaction. To Nemo, get the first 2 hitters of their dangerous lineup out. Those are big plays. Can I borrow this for a minute?
Oh, is this good?
No, I want to put Paul on. Hold it, clip it. Maybe just hold it. Clip it. We're going to talk about the seniors. Our technician of the day, Paula, is with us, and she also happens to be a mom of one of the seniors on UBC who are going to be recognized. They were recognized a couple weeks ago, but both games got rained out, and they did a beautiful celebration over at the Rugby Center, and I think something is going to continue of that nature tomorrow. So as a mom of a player, how does it feel with, let's see, right now we came in today with 9 games left in the season. Now after this game there will be only 6 left, and after tomorrow 5. After 5 years of seeing your daughter Mia Volk here, what are your thoughts on how things have gone and are going to be wrapped up?
Well, I think her sports career here has gone exceptionally well. This is a fabulous team, very cohesive group of young women, really dedicated players. So it's really nice to see them, playing their final games together as seniors and friends. It's bittersweet for sure. It's the end of an era for us as well as parents, but for them it's the beginning of the next stage of their journey.
It's hard to believe because you do get so used to it. And but then when they hit that 5th year, and you being a principal yourself, you've seen it with the various schools from elementary to high school to college that they seem to somehow, I get the idea that she's ready for the next step.
Yeah, for sure. I know that it is going to be a very emotional time for her once this winds up. She's dedicated a lot of her time and energy over the last 5 years to softball and the team and training and her academics. It takes a lot to balance those things. And COVID, of course, added another layer to the experience.
Yeah, unfortunately, cut out 2 years of the program, the Cascade Conference. All of the other teams in the conference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1 Canadian team and 10 American teams, they've played the last 2 years in a row. And what really impresses me is that Gord Collings was able to keep this glue and guts together enough to practice, even though but we can't play games. And they made it through COVID and lost all those in-game experiences, and yet here they are coming into today in 4th place in the conference this year. They're heading towards possibly their best finish ever in a season.
Yeah, and even the fact that he was able to go out and recruit new players during that period of time is quite remarkable in itself, really. Yeah, we owe a lot to Gord and his dedication to this team, and really building this facility for them was really in large part due to his dedication and commitment to the Thunderbirds.
Well, you think the girls might answer this question Hawaii in about half a second, but standing back outside of it a little bit, I think you just mentioned the most incredible moment in this program. This field that we're playing at today, it's on the campus finally, because when they played it at Softball City, which is a world-class venue, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but their roommates, their team, their friends, it's hard to expect them to take that hour to get out there, an hour to get home on top of their academics. Now that this field is here, because these girls go to the football games and the hockey games and the boys volleyball games and the girls, and now those teams can reciprocate and come watch them here. So the location is ideal. They've eliminated 2 hours on a bus going back and forth from Surrey and have more time for their homework, but also, besides being close to their players, this is a gorgeous facility. Tell us what you see in your eyes right now as you're sitting here at the ballpark.
I just see Canadiana, really, a sports facility in one of the most beautiful locations in the world.
Oh, it's low? Okay, there you go. Hannah Hansen grounds out to begin the bottom of the 4th. And so, we've got the beautiful backdrop by Mother Nature. We didn't have to build a hitter's eye. And we've got this arboretum down in the right field corner, which is very rare. We've got 6 apartment buildings down the first baseline with balconies all facing the field, so they can come out of their balcony anytime and watch some baseball or softball. It's just a really pretty, charming venue. I think any visiting team that comes here for the rest of time is going to be really impressed when they show up.
Absolutely. It's Gord's legacy, that's for sure.
Collings Field. It was called Noble Park, and now it's Collings Field at Noble Park. Third base coach, that you can just barely see in the screen, oh, not quite, is Jen McKellar. She was hired this year. Gord was a great table setter for her. She was coaching over at Douglas and had some playing experience in the USA and Canada. And so she's taken over the program. Two quick outs for Carroll College. Paula, could you tell us the other 3 seniors who are graduating and will be honored tomorrow?
Yep, so we have Olivia Molescu, Shelby Kemple, Hannah Hansen, and Mia Ball.
So Molescu is at the plate right now. Let's each give a sentence about those other 3 players. What strikes you when you look and see Olivia Molescu?
Grit.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be trouble actually. It's slicing, but it's caught by the shortstop to end the inning. All right, my sentence on Olivia is boy, I'm trying to think of the right word. I would say contagious, infectious energy. Okay. She is charged up. She wakes up out of the bed and just gets going. And when she plays ball, she gets dirty. And when homework's to be done, she takes care of that. When it's the weekend or maybe a rare day off for these girls, Olivia seems to always be in the pack. She's a real leader and a character. So great for her. And also a left-handed catcher. That's a very rare thing, and she really succeeds well at it. Mm-hmm. Who else we got? We got Hannah Hansen.
Hannah Hansen. I think Hannah Hansen, to me, is class. Yeah, she's just a really respectful player, Yeah, I mean, she's got, the athleticism for sure, but it's just that demeanor on the field is always very just respectful.
Yeah.
Teammates, officials, coaches, other players.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad word said about her for sure. And even in here where they live 4 players together, and it happens repeatedly that there will be I don't know, one of the shows kids watch these days, those animal face masks, and they sing, or whatever the kids are watching these days, and they'll call her down, and if she's doing homework, she academics have always been first with her, and that's not only admirable, that could be tough when you're trying to also be a social person as well, but she sticks to her academics, and I think the other girls really respect her for that. Been an inspiration to the other girls, actually. And then comes, so those 2 are from BC. Mia Volk, who we've talked about, is from Ontario, and the pitcher right now, Shelby Kemple, is the 4th senior about to be recognized tomorrow. And what comes to your mind when you think about Shelby Kemple?
Unflappable.
Mm.
Yeah. Don't think she gets really riled about much. Be even-tempered
And she cares.
patient.
And she knows that the pitcher is kind of the core of most baseball and softball teams. And if she, starts to get herself into rough territory or something like that, the angst that she might feel is just because she wants to do well by her teammates. She knows they're working out there. The other 8 people on defense are working so hard for her. And, she's got a tremendous smile. She's a very fun person to be around. And Mia and Shelby both came from not only Ontario, but the same team in Ontario called the Waterloo Ghosts. And both of us have seen a lot of Waterloo Ghost games. And Mia especially, who came over to softball as a 16-year-old to start to learn softball. She played baseball with boys all that time. Well, I'll ask you. Tell us about the coach of the Waterloo Ghosts and what he did for Mia Volk and Shelby, of course.
Yeah. So Trent Hilpert, whose daughter Avery also played for the Thunderbirds, graduated last year. Trent Hilpert coached the Waterloo Ghosts and really was inspirational, really, in Mia's path in softball.
One shot. Is that fair? It is, and it is caught. Nice job by Hannah Hansen's showing what a senior she is. Great positioning. It's not just where the coaches put you, it's you as a player watching these. This is their 3rd game. We've seen all these girls bat about 8 times already, so they are creatures of habit, and Hannah really has a beat on where she should be setting up for those plays. Yeah, Trent Hilpert is a rare guy in this country, and he's a national champion. He brought the Ghost program and a collection. It wasn't just Shelby, Avery, and Mia. It was, another dozen girls, and they ran out to the nationals when they were 17, 18, 19. I think they went like 6th place, then 4th place, and they finally won. Not finally, but after that run, they captured a couple of gold medals in a row, and that's not an easy thing to do, especially with the quality of baseball here in BC. But a great guy, great patience with the kids. But they say championships are won when no one's looking, and that's what I think of Trent Hilpert. He runs a great practice. He's got a plan, and he executes the plan, and the girls are always better when they walk off the practice field after he's run them. So thanks to you, Trent.
Really dedicated coach, that's for sure.
And a softball family. I mean, the 3 girls all play ball. The 2 younger sisters of Avery are having success. And they went through this already. It's going to be an emotional thing tomorrow. You're going to be out on the field with Mia. How's it going to feel? Are tears going to come out, or?
For sure, it's very. It'll be a very emotionally charged moment. And again, as I said before, bittersweet. Right? The idea that would be the last time that she would take this field as a player. you know, it's just, it hits home.
Well, as you said earlier, that door will close, but another, well, many doors will open for these girls, not one, because they're also multi-talented. They're smart. A lot of them are all academic, all Canadian, so they not only pass their courses, but I believe that's an equivalent of an 80% average. Am I right? Or thereabouts, anyway, right? Yeah, yeah. So, all right, well, Dorval's going to start us in the bottom of the 4th inning. Paula, thanks a lot for your time and your thoughts. That was very passionate, and we appreciate you sharing your personal thoughts about a pretty proud moment for you this weekend.
Did it work?
Oh no, we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think they probably. Gabby Derville fouls one out of the park. She does that a lot. She uses the whole park. Sometimes she'll take kind of a half swing, and she's very content to hit it to the opposite field, kind of like Bo Bichette for the Toronto Blue Jays. But then you'll see her turn on some balls and rip them into right field. Another ball down the left field line. She's one of those hitters, too, that always takes a lot of pitches. And other teams get annoyed with hitters like this. They don't want to have you get up there for 7, 8, 9, 10 pitches, but she fouls off a lot. She battles, and oftentimes comes up with a really good result. Quite high. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. UBC is ahead 3-0. It's the bottom of the 4th inning. This is the 3rd game of the day. And Carroll College will have only 3 at-bats, 12 outs, 9, holy mackerel, 3 at-bats, 9 outs total to do something about turning this score around. Can they do it? Well, they did it in game 2 because they scored 7. Slicing fly ball, the left fielder made the catch, or did she just maybe fall out of her glove? I think it did. There's a situation where, you know, we've been watching Gabby just today, and let's say that fielder had just seen her today. She hits so many balls that slice down there, you have to react to that as a fielder and shift, as they do in Major League Baseball. Try to play where you think they're going to hit them. She made a terrific attempt at that ball, but had she started even 2 steps closer, she would have easily caught that as a basket catch. So she'll learn from it. That's what this program's about. Caitlin Kim will be the 2nd hitter for UBC. That's Dorval's 2nd double of the day, by the way. How lucky are Mia Volk and Shelby Kemple? Well, there's a fly ball down to right field. It might be over the wall. It is off the wall. Kim hits one on. Dorval's going to score. She had to tag up because that was hard to tell whether the ball was going to leave the yard or hit the fence or be caught. And so Dorval had to wait and wait, but she got all the way around the bases. And Kim has herself a run-scoring triple. Caitlin Kim's swing will play. That's the expression a lot of coaches use when they see someone that looks natural. The way Caitlin Kim hits, and same with Arsh, who's up now, I think. Arsh Bajwa, yes, she is. Those two have swings that, it kind of reminds me of a deer running through a forest. They just look like they were built to do it. They're so natural and graceful. And good mechanics make great hitters. A lot of times when kids are young, big, strong kids, they'll hammer the ball over the ballpark. The pitcher moves back further every year and every year. Then suddenly they reach the high dimension. What a catch by the Carroll pitcher. Wow, was that ball hit hard. And she just took it in stride like she does it every day of the week. So, of course, Caitlin Kim was not able to score on that because the pitcher had the ball in a very quick moment. There's a slap hit. They try to go home, and it's made. What a play. Wow, the second baseman caught the ball at a place that would be, if you drew a line from first to second, that's where she caught it. She saw that Kim was breaking for home. She threw it off her right foot, which a right-handed thrower usually throws against her left foot. But to get rid of it quick, she kind of did a Derek Jeter play, threw a strike to home plate, and Caitlin Kim is out at home after knocking in a big run. Mia Volk hits one to center field, and that is going to be caught on the warning track. UBC displaying some power, but only resulting in one run. Looked like if you would watch those hits and not seen the results, you'd say they scored 3. But they scored 1 as Volk flies out to end the inning. Nordquist will lead off the top of the 5th. And in comes a momentum feeling here, looking over at the Carroll College team. And why wouldn't they? They just made 2 terrific plays. That second baseman, that was really something, the way she Derek Jetered that ball to home and nailed Caitlin Kim. Kenneth Thomas. Sorry with the delay on that. It's hard to see the numbers on the back of the Carroll College jerseys. They've got an unusual combination of colors. Their colors are purple and black with white trim. And so on top of the purple on the black, which doesn't show up tremendously well, most of the girls these days have long hair, and those ponytails fall onto those numbers. And I always think sometimes they should put like the numbers, leave the center black and then have the numbers separated so you can see them. That's just a guy who's a hack commentator saying that would make my life easier. But that's why we couldn't tell who that second baseman was. Shelby Kemple continues to pitch for the T-Birds, having a much better outing than earlier today. She came in relief in game 2 for Lindsay Bell. Bell had 3 scoreless innings, and then a few runners got on and a couple scored. And Shelby came in to try to mop it up, and a few more runs scored off of her, and then Shea Seaver came in and wound up getting the win because of the big comeback when UBC scored 7 runs in 1 inning. Shelby throws what her hardest fastball of the game, and boy, was she ready for it. Because she pulled it. You would think that ball would have went to right field somewhere. Haley Curry has a double earlier today that was hit to left field, so maybe she's just a pure pull hitter, and that's all there is to it. Slow changeup, and the umpire doesn't bite into it. I know some fans that would say, that was meant to fool the player, not you, Miss Umpire, but I think it was outside enough. I think it was a good call. Outside corner. Count is 2-1. I got 3-1 on my head, but I'll trust the scoreboard. Scoreboard was right. It's now 3-1. Haley Curry has a batting stance. I bet you she plays other sports because she gets into that fundamental athletic position like a goalie in a soccer overtime, trying to save penalty shots, or a basketball player guarding LeBron James, or a tennis player receiving a serve. Look at her. She's set the way all of those athletes get set. And she takes ball 4. Got a good set of eyes, too, that means. Curry leads off the 5th inning with a very fine at-bat for a walk. And Kenneth Thomas comes up, second baseman that made that terrific play. Probably the best play I'd say we've seen today in 3 games. It's quite impressive. She did it so naturally. Charged towards second on a ground ball with a runner on third, threw it off her right foot and nailed Caitlin Kim trying to score. Kim was surprised when that ball was waiting for her. I think she thought she was going to score easily. And so did I. Change up. Strike called. Just above the knees. Kemple has really improved over these years here at UBC. She was a great pitcher, a great hitter for that Waterloo Ghost team we talked about, and that'll end the inning. Or excuse me, end the inning. I meant to say that could be a double play. And they did get the lead runner, but that will leave Thomas on first base. As we flip to the top of the order. Brewer has a very aggressive swing. She likes the first pitch. She starts very open in her stance. And she steps in and rips it just like that. That ball, had it been hit fair, was easily into the tree. She clocked that thing. She doesn't want to waste any time. It's almost surprising that she's a leadoff hitter, because leadoff hitters traditionally would be hitters that take a lot of pitches, have a look for her teammates at all the pitchers' pitches, but she just looks darn hungry when she gets to the plate. And if you think you'd be tired in the third game on a day of cold weather here in Canada, you'd think maybe they'd start to mail it in, but that doesn't happen with this girl. You can just tell her emotions, her actions. Looks like someone who'd be a great teammate. Another change up, and that is just high. Ooh, just got under it. Good swing. Should be caught by the second baseman. Kim swallows that one up. Makes 2 outs.
Good two.
And Jessica Nemo comes to the plate. Nemo hit the hit of the day. It was a 3-run bomb. And in the midst of that 7-run rally that Carroll made, but it was out of the park in a hurry. It was a very impressive home run. It looked like it was still going up when it hit the warning track, and it just fell into the trees that go halfway up, those huge pine trees in left center field. 1 strike on Nemo. This is game 3 of today, and there will be a game 4 tomorrow, right back at this ballpark, right back on the cameras for free streaming provided by Thomas Bell. Oh, that bat's cracked, I think it sounded. Now, they use aluminum bats, but that sounded like a wooden bat breaking. The ball went nowhere. She better check that bat before she uses it again, and she pops out to end the inning. So as we head into 6, UBC has 4. The Fighting Saints from Carroll College have 0. Down to 6 outs. They've got 2 team at bats. So their goal right now is to shut down British Columbia. 4 runs is attainable. Think about it. If you get the bases loaded, maybe a walk, a couple of base hits, and suddenly someone goes to the plate, and when you're down 4, 1 swing from the plate can tie the game. If you get a 5-run lead, it can't be 1 swing. It's got to be a bigger combination. New pitcher for Carroll College, looks like number
10, I think. I can't tell.
Oh, is that Kennedy Venner?
I believe so.
Oh, well, she just turned around. I missed it. Well, even when they're 60 feet away, it's tough to pick up those numbers between the similarity of the colors and the hair. And she is number, oh, it looks a lot like 11.
Is that number 10?
11 is Nemo.
Or is that number 17? Is that a 17 or a 10? It's hard to tell from here.
Well, 10 is a pitcher, so it's a good chance. I think you got it, Thomas. I think you got it.
Yeah, because
it's
the
10.
official scorekeeper has number 17. Oh, it just changed to number 10.
Okay.
So, my
Okay,
eyes
so
aren't
this is
playing tricks on me.
Kennedy
That is number 10.
Venner coming in. Nordquist is UBC's number 2 hitter. So he's got a double to left center already in this game. Hit on a line. And leading off the bottom of the 5th. I might have said 6, but I meant 6, 7 because Carroll College has 2 at-bats left. But UBC needs to take care of their bottom of the 5th before Carroll College will get that top of the 6th handed to them. Grounder that's going to get through. Boy, super try with the third baseman. Shortstop captured it after the... She was running to her right, but this third baseman who dove, knocked it, that's Nemo, knocked it towards the left. The shortstop had to stop, come back towards second base. She caught it, made a throw that almost got Nordquist out. Super defensive plays today. So Hannah Hansen comes up to the plate. Watches strike 1. And you can do that when you have no strikes on you. You can be a little more picky. Now they got a strike, now you have to expand your strike zone to be a little less picky. Fake throw down to third. Hansen checked her swing and the umpire did not call it a strike. 1-1 is the count. We were talking about Hansen earlier about being a leader and being an academic and being a big hitter and being classy. She's also a pretty good fielder. She's made some good catches on a right field corner today. Change up, and Hansen hesitates on purpose to let the ball get closer to the catcher. Now the throw goes to third, and that throw, oh, we're going to score a run in this because Hansen's in a rundown. There we go home, and that's going to be a run. Pretty predictable. Good job, good timing on the decision to go home by Nordquist. Hansen pushed the ball through the right side. She picked up the changeup as it was halfway to the plate, held her load, and then launched into it, hitting it to the opposite field. That was about 8 or 9 hops before that left fielder was able to pick up that ball. And a fielder and her teammates need to say, don't throw that ball to third. That girl's easily going to get to third base. Don't throw it ahead of her. Don't throw it behind her. I mean, throw it ahead of her. And when she made that throw to third, that enabled Hannah Hansen to decide, well, if you're going to go to third with it, I'm going to take second. Well, they quickly cut it and threw it back to second. Hansen was now in a pickle, or a hot box as they call it, a rundown. But when you find yourself there and a runner on third, you just stay in it as long as you can, and there's going to be the right point for the runner on third to break for home. And Nordquist read it perfectly and scored easily. It's almost like an RBI for Hannah Hansen. Speaking of that, there's a pass ball, and we'll bring Hansen to third base. With third base in a close game, I like to tell my runner, if I'm the third base coach, you're watching it and you're only going home if the ball goes through. If the ball goes in the air, I don't care if it's at 700 kilometers, you tag up. So many times a runner on third will see a fly ball into a gap and think, okay, I'm going to score easily. See you later, coach. And then one of the players makes a dive and that turns into a double play because she couldn't get back to second base in time. Even if she was right and that ball was going to land, just score after the ball falls. Don't be in a hurry to get off that base. With 1 out, it's different. Foul ball slicing, that's going to be foul. With 1 out, I've found in the teams that I've coached, from the grassroots to the high-end level, some 3 different national teams, men and women, I like going on contact with 1 out and my runners on third base. The idea there is, don't put the choice in the runner's head. There's a looping pop up to short. No one's going anywhere on that one. And that way, if you break the third on contact, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Just think of it. You're going less than 60 feet. Someone has to catch the ball. Someone has to make a perfect throw to the catcher, and the catcher has to make a perfect play to tag the runner. So I like putting that pressure on them to see if they can do it. And then some kid will say, well, what if it's a comebacker to the pitcher? I'm dead beat. And I said, you're darn right you are. But 9 out of 10 times when that doesn't happen, we score a run. So if we get caught between third and home, foul ball again, just get in a rundown long enough to get the hitter who hit the ball, who becomes a batter runner, to get her to second base. And when they tag you out, so what? We had a runner on third with 1 out. Now we got a runner on second with 2 out. She's in scoring position. So coaches, I think I hear your argument on it, because people have tried to talk me out of that theory and no one has made the case just yet. Thomas, your daughter pitches, and Olivia is the main catcher for UBC. How does Lindsay feel about pitching to Olivia? What does Olivia do to help Lindsay? Can you comment on that? Does Lindsay talk to you about that?
I shouldn't talk about it too much. I just know that she really likes having Liv catch for her. And she's definitely going to miss her when she's not here, this being her final season as a T-Bird.
Right, right. And she has a couple more years of eligibility due to COVID, but she's graduated academically.
Yeah, she has 2 years, 2 more seasons eligibility.
Right. I like her arm on defense. I like her toughness, but I'm really liking her swing. Her swing is, don't you think it's improved quite a bit, Olivia's? She's very confident at the plate. Nice to see her in this way as we head towards playoffs. Double, toil and trouble. Del Orval's got a couple of doubles in this game already. Let's see if the defense adjusts. Now see, here we go as an example. You can see the center fielder playing on the pull side of the field. This is a case of a team just not paying enough attention. Okay, Dorval knocks in a run. That's Hansen that was plated there. And Dorval was purposely trying to pull a ball there, and that might be why the Carroll College decided to play to that side, because with a runner on third, if you pull the ball, you're going to score a run. Score is now 6-0 for UBC. 6-0 in the sixth. Kim feeling good at the plate also. She missed a home run by about 3 feet in her last at-bat and hit the fence above the middle bar. Wound up on third base. Young player from Ontario with a really good swing as well. And when I say a really good swing, I'm talking about mechanically. If you're out there listening to this game, you don't want anything to move that shouldn't move, and you want the parts that should move to move efficiently and directly to the ball. Short and compact are the words I like to use. Caitlin Kim has a short, compact swing. If you're a Major League fan, if you ever watched the Philadelphia Phillies, Chase Utley played for them. I think her swing, I know it's going to sound like, oh, come on, she's not a Major Leaguer. I'm not saying she's a Major Leaguer. I'm saying she swings like Chase Utley. And the less your body parts move, especially your head, the less your eyes move. The less your eyes move, the more square you're going to hit the ball. She's got an excellent baseball swing mechanically. Kennedy Venner on mound. She started the pitched in the second game here for Carroll College. Watch her. She gets the ball back and she's ready to go. She goes right to the rubber, kind of shakes things up about. She wants to beat the looker. She wants to beat the hitter in there. See, she got there first, and now Kim's still figuring out where the bat is compared to the plate. She wants you to look up and see her coming right at you. Kim slices one, and this is going to be trouble unless the left fielder it's off the pole. You don't have to eyeball that one. You can hear it literally hit the white pole. That is the foul pole in left field. Dorvell watched it carefully, and she scored, and Kim has herself another trouble. Trouble double, that is.
Next up, the batter is number 8, Ashley Bajwa.
Makes the score 7-0, and being the bottom of the 5th inning, if UBC can score Kim, that will employ the run rule to be causing the game to end. If a team has an 8-run lead after 5 complete innings or more, then the game is declared over. If they're the visiting team and they get an 8-run lead in the top of the 5th, well then of course the home team gets a chance to catch up and narrow that lead. But in this case, UBC's the home team. So Arsh Bajwa has a chance to have a walk-off hit right now. This it'll end the game if she hits and scores Caitlin Kim. Ooh, fastball at the belt called strike right at the top of the strike zone. Varsh would like to have that one back, I think. Rip foul down the right field line.
Are you doing highlights at the end of the game today? Okay.
Varsh Bajwa, 2 strikes. Hits one dead at center field. Room service fly ball. And it gives Carroll a chance to chip away at the 7-run deficit. And don't think they don't have it in them. They scored 6 runs in the 4th inning in the 2nd game today. So they absolutely have the capability to make a comeback at UBC, and UBC knows it. They put a big scare into them. Both these teams hoping to hang on to a playoff spot. With the 2 wins already today, UBC has further cemented their place in the playoffs. And if Carroll College can win this game, they can still, they're going to probably have to depend on some other teams to do some things for them.
Here's the current standings.
Oh, thank you. Go through this again.
After the previous game.
And how many teams go to the conference, Jim?
6.
Oh, 6?
Yeah, top 6.
I thought it was 8.
No, just 6.
Wow, okay.
So Carroll's sitting in the 6th spot right now.
Right.
Just,
and these are right up to date.
Northwest right up there on their heels.
Right, these include today's games.
The 2 earlier games, yep.
Yeah, they've got us at UBC at 16-9. So UBC.
So Oregon Tech is clinched. College of Idaho is clinched.
Right.
Southern Oregon has some games to make up, but they're in 2nd place, and they're looking good for the playoffs.
Yeah, the 20 wins, so there's no question there. So there's 25, 20, and 21 wins by, respectively, Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, and College of Idaho. They're in. UBC has recorded their 15th and 16th wins already today, and are looking good for a 3rd win today. And that will put them at 17 wins. That's a very comfortable position to make the top 6. That would keep them at 4th. Eastern Oregon is 15-9. Carroll, and then a big jump down to 10 wins. Northwest was 9 wins. So it's going to be kind of between those 7 teams. So Carroll and Northwest look like they're going to battle. UBC's schedule does not get any easier. The 2 teams we mentioned on top of the league, Oregon Tech and Southern Oregon, 25-1 and 20-4. Those 2 teams are who UBC plays for its final 5 games. So if nothing else, it's going to get them ready for the playoffs. They're going to see some real fine softball. Oh, nice swing. Kemple loves her changeup, and she picked it up and was able to stay back, keep her weight back, and take a pretty good swing on that ball. That was number 31.
Whitney Duracier.
Whitney Duracier, okay. Duracier. Comes off the bench and lines to third base. She pays a little tribute to Canada wearing number 31. That's the two best numbers in baseball, uniform numbers, are indisputably, in my opinion. I know we're playing softball.
Who wore 31 in the Canadian national women's softball team?
Oh, I don't know that. Who was that? Not Ace. She was 19. I was referring to Fergie Jenkins. Fergie Jenkins wore number 31 from Chatham, Ontario. Best Canadian to ever pick up a baseball. And Larry Walker from Maple Ridge, just down the road, wore number 33. Now back to softball. 2 outs. Carroll needing some runners on base. They need 7 runs to tie. It's not their last at bat, but they'd like to get a couple of innings. And they've done it with 2 outs. They scored 4 runs in the previous game with 2 outs. Tell you, 20 innings into this day, and that Carroll dugout, which is the closest one to us, are as alive as they were in the first inning of the first game. I really give them credit. Great spirit. Okay, that narrows them down to just 3 outs. They've got to go put a 0 up on the board and come back and have a big rally, but you never know. That's why softball is such a great sport. The great Joaquin Andahar, whose English was less than perfect, said, "I love baseball. Baseball has been very good to me." And basically, it all comes down to one word: you never know. And that was his version of English. He thought you never know was one word. Carroll's got some good parts to their team. You know, there's been a couple of big innings for UBC today, but they pretty well held themselves very well. I think if these two face each other in the playoffs somehow, I think the games are going to be much closer and much warmer.
Well, let's hope so.
It's not terribly cold right now. It's probably about, what would you say in Fahrenheit for the U.S. listeners, 40 degrees maybe?
It's cold.
Like it's about 4 degrees Celsius. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 32. So yeah, it's about 40 degrees, I'd say. Hockey is Canada's national pastime, there's no doubt. In many ways, especially with such a broad country, 6,000 kilometers wide, it's doubtful that that'll ever change. Baseball is just a bridge between hockey seasons, it seems, anymore. UBC, if they score even 1 run in this inning, the day will be over, because it's 7-0 in the bottom of the 6th, the home half. So the visitors who are losing have had their 6th inning at bat already. So if UBC was to score at least 1, that would make the run rule come into play and the game would end. Teams a handshake, and Carroll College will head to their hotel, take a hot shower, get warm, enjoy the Canadian community here in Vancouver. There's a lot to do. One of the greatest cities in the world, Vancouver, BC. Olympic host. Throwing in the dirt. So they got lots of options tonight, but they got to get to bed early because they're playing at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you can stream it. And Thomas, tell them again where they should stream it. They've got some options. What's the best place to stream this game?
To watch it? Or
To watch it, yeah, to watch it,
on
sorry.
YouTube.
Okay.
And that's because if I do stream to YouTube, Facebook, a few different Facebook pages as well. It does also stream on Twitch. But Facebook, sometimes they'll cut the stream off if there's background music playing because of the copyright violation.
Oh,
But
there
YouTube
you go.
doesn't do that during the actual live broadcast. They may restrict it after the broadcast on a replay, but Facebook will just kill it. So.
Yeah, you don't want to have your daughter at bat and then lose the feed because of her walk-up song. Volk swinging on the first two pitches. He's in for a double on this one, I'd say. Oh no, the right fielder was playing way over there. Volk had a triple to the corner earlier today, and that was a good defensive adjustment by Carroll College. Off the bat, that looked like a sure double down the line, but the leadoff hitter only got the first base.
Next up for UBC is number 21, Fiona Nordquist.
Our press box is getting busy with phone calls and faxes. Norquist way ahead of that one. Volk is on first, Nordquist is at bat, and if I'm right, I think those two have the two highest averages on UBC. Yeah, Nordquist came into today, she strikes out there. Nordquist came into the game today batting .423 with an OPS of 1.038. Anything over 1 is outstanding. Volk is at .431 with the batting average, but only about half the at-bats because she suffered an injury to her meniscus early in the season. And Volk's OPS is 1.036. Shea Sever is also batting .370 and has an OPS over 1, which is 1.061, which is the highest OPS of those three. And the offense for UBC is quite strong throughout the order. Got a couple left-handers that mix things up, Gabby Dorval and Olivia Molesky. You got Kim and Arsh down near the bottom, but they're always pounding the ball over the park because they're good hitting mechanics. Hanson can deliver the goods in many ways. She'll hit you a home run when you need it, and well, earlier today she hit that ground ball to the right side because there was a runner on third. She's a very, very mature, book smart and street smart player. Volk checks her swing, I think. The plate ump's going to check. The base ump agrees. The stolen base would have been kept intact either way. Hannah Hansen at the plate. Nordquist
Mia
on
could be the
second
winning
base.
run on second base, right?
Nordquist. I called her Mia, but
Oh, that's not.
there's a blooper. This better fall fair. Oh, geez. Good play by the third baseman and gets Carroll College their final at bat. Had that ball fallen in, that would have been the end of the game. But boy, with her back to the field, she just bowled a play like Vladdy Guerrero makes. Super play. Seen a lot of really good defensive play by Carroll College today. That's why they're in a playoff hunt. I think we've only had one home run today. That was in the. That was by Nordquist, actually. Look at the pitching stats. I got the batting stats here. Let's see who's up on the top of that. As far as wins and losses, which is not the ultimate determiner, but coming in today, Sever has 9 wins, Bell 7 wins, Kemple 4 wins. ERA, Sever's got a good handle on that with a 1.68, and no one else at that level. There's whip on here. Whip is WHIP. Walks plus hits divided by innings pitched is what that acronym stands for. And Yeah, they're all in the same ballpark. Sever's on top. She's got a 1.01. Looks like Sever's pitched the most innings. She's thrown 71. Lindsay Bell 65 and Kemple 45. So I really like the balance going into the playoffs. I mean, softball pitchers aren't like baseball pitchers. They can throw 2 or 3 games in a day. But it sure is nice to have 3 go-tos like UBC has right now. Gord Collings didn't have that luxury his last 3 or 4 years.
That's Katie Slater.
Katie Slater. See you later, alligator. One of the things I've noticed unilaterally on this team, and so it must be a coaching thing, is I've never seen 9 players all do it. So it must be mandated by the coaches that they watch the balls into the catcher's mitt. And that's an excellent habit for a hitter. Any young hitter, if you've got her or him, teach them to do that. If you want to be a great hitter, pick your favorite player, Google his swing from the open side, and stop at a contact. You'll see every one of them or her with their head on the ball when they make contact. They're watching the ball when it hits the bat. And to practice doing that, the balls that you take, you watch them right into the catcher's mitt so that you do it every time. You got lots of time to watch the ball go sailing into the outfield, but watch it until it hits your bat and then take off. Shelby Kemple, Katie Slater, fouls another one off. Katie Slater, see you later. Where's number 8er? I wonder if that's on purpose. Got it off the hands. It's catchable. And Falk, the first baseman, runs over to the place where she thought it was going to land, looks up and found the ball. Into her glove, 1 out. Carroll College narrowing the funnel here to coming back. They need 7 runs at least in this inning. It is the top of the 7th, and they're down 7-0 to UBC. Amber Countryman. Never heard that last name before. Not hard to figure where it came from. Just a bit late. 3 people calling it, and the right person caught it. Well done. Second baseman should be the last one that catches that ball because he's running out and she can't see it. The right fielder had a longer path to go. However, CBC, Caitlin Bradley Say had the ball in her eyes the whole time, and she was the one that took charge. Ground ball to third. This could be the ball game. It is. UBC sweeps. Today is Friday. In the last 5 days, Thomas, UBC has swept a triple header.
Yep. 6 games in a row.
Twice in 5 days. Boy, have they been rocking it. And then Saturday, Sunday, so they played Saturday and Sunday, got roughed up last weekend. Won 3 straight on Monday. This weekend, they've won 3 straight on Friday. They've got 1 more against Carroll tomorrow, and then they've got the roughest road as they face the 2 top teams in the conference next weekend in Southern Idaho. But what a confidence builder.
3 wins will come in handy.
Oh, and that playoff hunt, you got that right. Because let's face it, if we on paper, if UBC won 2 games or even 1 game almost next weekend, that would be considered an upset, because those teams have really been doing everything right. 24-1 and 20-4 are their records. So a real good taste for UBC to see if we want to make the playoffs. Okay, that's super. Now we got to face these guys, and what are we going to do about that? Well, we really appreciate all of you tuning in today, especially our American friends. We wish you could have come up to Vancouver. I think you'd love it here, because all of us sure love going to your country as well, and aren't we lucky to have a border that is the loosest border in the world, because we're friends. We love you Americans and respect you, and we love being your neighbor to the north. Thanks for tuning in. The Canadians too, of course. There's even people not only from parts of Canada to the east, 5,000 kilometers away, tuned in, but there's people right here in Vancouver. Everyone, just because they're playing in Vancouver in a big busy city like this, doesn't mean, you know, grandparents and people can maybe get out the door. Maybe they've got some physical restrictions, or maybe it's a little bit too cold today. So they're also streaming, and we thank those people for tuning in. And Thomas, I want to say it's a French name, so I don't like to botch it. Tell us the French name of our major sponsor.
La Belle Fleur Floral Boutique Limited.
Okay. So you're getting this for free, and Thomas did not tell me to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's going to be a couple times this year where you buy flowers, and my wife of 35 years always says, you know, you get me flowers on Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, and I expect it. They really mean something special when you just pick a day out of randomly and buy me flowers then, and they're cheaper than usually too. So if you're going to buy flowers for someone, remember our sponsor, that they brought this game to you for free, and just consider picking up the phone and giving them a try and see if you become a customer. La Belle Fleur. Is that close to it?
Well, the name of the business is La Belle Fleur Floral Boutique. We specialize in everything to do with flowers.
I really wanted something different. This is a really nice neighborhood in Surrey, and I wanted to have it accessible for wheelchairs and for baby carriages. I'm a visual artist by trade, history, however you want to call it. So anything to do with design and color and texture, anything like that. Floral design is just another extension of it. It could be painting, sketching, but floral design is just another art. Customer relations are everything. Customer contact. Flowers really have so much emotion drawn just naturally by them, whether it's joy or sadness. We're there for our customers no matter what occasion it may be. We have handmade jewelry, handmade cards, photographers who come in with their work as well. So we like to support the local artisan community within our shop. So we have trained designers. All of our designers are trained one-on-one, and they've come a long way. Education is a key component for us. We like to share what we know for the next generation of florists, because we want to make sure that this keeps on going.
Back here at Collings Field at Nobel Park, UBC Thunderbirds softball women have just completed a 3-game sweep, not in 3 days, not in 2, but in 1 day. Due to Mother Nature and playing softball in the Pacific Northwest, this is what you get, making up rainouts and things like that. And because the weather is not looking as good tomorrow as it was today, it wasn't great today, but it was good enough to get 3 games in. 40 degrees, a bit of rain, and smoke coming out of your mouth when you talk. But at least we got them in. And Carroll College really made a run in game 2, and UBC had a big inning to sneak that game back 10-8. They won the opening game 2-0, and they win this game by a score of 7-0. There's one more game between these two teams right now anyway. It is scheduled to be at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, weather permitting, and we'll do all we can to keep you posted on that game time. And again, we thank everybody for tuning in. Thomas, closing remarks?
No, we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
As long as it isn't raining.
You get some sleep tonight, because you work as hard as the players, maybe more than them. So we'll look forward to seeing you here as well.
8 o'clock this morning.
There you go. Collings Field.
I'll be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Collings Field at Nobel Park. Come and join us, or at least get us on the stream. It's a beautiful place to be.
Thanks for watching.